Hi guys, thanks for coming back to the channel. A few days ago I showed you that now on Genesis mining we can switch our Bitcoin contract, and instead of receiving payments in Bitcoin we can receive in Bitcoin Cash. Personally myself, I am receiving Bitcoin, but I've decided a few days ago to change and receive instead of Bitcoin Cash, so I can test the fees and see if Roger Ver is right. And for us to use Bitcoin Cash, it is much cheaper, much faster to do so, because that's what he's been obviously selling out there, especially to new investors that are not familiar with cryptocurrency. That's a huge selling point when you say that if you want to send Bitcoin, it's going to cost you a lot more than when you want to send Bitcoin Cash. But remember, if you do decide to change to Bitcoin Cash in your Genesis mining account, you are still, at the moment at least, you're going to be still mining Bitcoin, and you're only going to be receiving payments in Bitcoin Cash. You are not mining directly Bitcoin Cash. So here's my Bitcoin Cash wallet. As you can see, I've got a few payments, about 6 of them. They all came from Genesis mining. I don't own any other Bitcoin Cash, and now we're going to test and see if Roger Ver it is right when it comes to using Bitcoin Cash being very cheap. So I'm going to try to send now all my Bitcoin Cash, which is not too much, 0.21. So let's click max, and as you can see, it costs quite a lot. So Roger Ver has been lying or misleading us, because for me to send $578, I have to pay 7.49 US dollars. I thought it's supposed to be 0.3 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents. I don't know, very cheap. Nowhere near 7.49 US dollars to send 578. Now let's try if I want to send a little bit less than that, so it's not the full amount, so some of it is left in the wallet. I'm gonna click 0.1, and as you can see, it is quite a lot still, 4.04, so $4.04. Again, very high. So I wonder what happened to the cheap transactions in order for us to use Bitcoin Cash. Very interesting. Now what I'm gonna do is, guys, I'm gonna show you my Bitcoin wallet, and then I'm gonna explain you something when it comes to sending cryptocurrency. So let's exit now my Bitcoin Cash wallet. We're then gonna go to my Bitcoin wallet, which is my Segwit wallet. You should use the Segwit, which is faster and cheaper, and hopefully it will open quite quickly. Unfortunately, sometimes it does synchronize and it takes a little bit of time. Okay, we're in. As you can see, at the moment I have 13.47 Bitcoins. What we're gonna do now, early on I've sent myself a transaction of 1.99 Bitcoins, and I'm gonna now send out 1.9 Bitcoins. I'm expecting to be a lot more expensive than sending 500 US dollars of Bitcoin Cash. So 1.9, wow, $13.30. I thought Bitcoin is very expensive to use and send out. I wonder what happened in here. So as you can see, guys, it is not that expensive actually to send out Bitcoin in comparison to Bitcoin Cash. Now let me explain you something, and I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible, and how I understand it works when we send out cryptocurrency. Now imagine, to make it simple, you have two Bitcoin wallets, Segwit wallets. One has 2 Bitcoins inside, and the other one has 2 Bitcoins. One of the wallets, the Bitcoins inside, it is from a single transaction. Let's say you went to an exchange, bought 2 Bitcoins, send them over to your wallet, and you're holding now 2 Bitcoins. Now the other wallet has also 2 Bitcoins, but it is hundreds and hundreds of small transactions. If you want to send, as you've just seen, 2 Bitcoins from a single transaction that you received in your wallet, it's going to cost you 13 US dollars. However, if you want to send the 2 Bitcoins in a wallet which is it's hundreds and hundreds of small transactions, is going to cost you a lot more. The reason being is, the way I'm being told months ago, it is as follow. When you're sending a single transaction, that you receive 2 Bitcoins from a single transaction to send out, there is not much calculation. Imagine you work in a shop, and at the end of the day you got to calculate $200, but you have $200 bills. It's going to be 100 plus 100 equals 200. Very quick, very fast, you're done, you close the shop. But now imagine you have to calculate 200 US dollars, and they are all in 1 cent. it's going to take you ages. It may take you, let's say it takes you 1 hour. So you can see, to compare 5 seconds work versus 1 hour, it's going to cost a lot more money in order for you to calculate this $200 you know, from 1 cent. And this is what happens to cryptocurrency. When you're receiving lots of payments and then you want to send out, it costs a lot, because it's like someone is taking calculator and is starting to add up this very little transaction, and it takes time to do so, to put them together and then send them out. And this is why, as you've just seen, Bitcoin Cash actually is not that cheap. And Roger Ver, when he is doing these examples and we don't see him how he's doing it, he could be sending Bitcoin Cash from a wallet which has, let's say, 1 Bitcoin Cash, and he's sending very tiny bit. Of course, it's going to be very cheap to send out. But if he is sending, like I've just shown you, 0.2 Bitcoin Cash, and they are all from very tiny transaction, a lot of them is going to cost a lot of money. So we must not forget this, guys. It is misleading to believe that Bitcoin Cash, it is cheap to use comparison to Bitcoin. If we have 2 Bitcoins from a single transaction and 2 Bitcoin Cash from a single transaction to send them out, Bitcoin Cash may be slightly cheaper, but it's still, as you can see, not far off from each other. If we now have Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash with small transactions, both of them gonna be a little bit more, maybe a lot more expensive than from a single transaction. And in the other case scenario, if I personally have 20 Bitcoins in my wallet, which I bought from, let's say, Coinbase on a single transaction, and you have 20 Bitcoin Cash in your wallet from hundreds and hundreds of small transactions, me sending my Bitcoin to someone is going to be a lot more cheaper than you sending your 20 Bitcoin Cash. So if you're mining, for instance, Bitcoin Cash, or receiving payments from Genesis Mining in Bitcoin Cash, one day if you want to send them out to an exchange and sell them, it could be very expensive for you. And finally, I'm going to show you something else, because there's always people doubting everything. This is the same example. I have a Litecoin wallet in my Exodus wallet, so nothing to do with the ledger. If some of you start questioning the fact that it's a little bit expensive because I'm using the ledger and ledger is expensive, that's not the case. So here's the Exodus wallet. As you can see, I have hundreds, probably small transactions, very tiny, simply because I don't have a big Litecoin contract on Genesis Mining, and that's where I currently earn Litecoin from, in this wallet. So if I want to send now my Litecoin, which again is supposed to be very cheap, and in fact it is very cheap, but as you've just seen, the 2 Litecoins that I have in my wallet are generated from a lot of small transactions. So I'm gonna click O, and as you can see, guys, the fee, it is $34 US, and that is a lot. Now if I don't want to send all, let's say 1, as you can see, again, it's 27.59. and as you've seen, I have just proven to you that it all comes down to how we are earning, how many small transactions or how many transactions generates the amount of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash we own. And then when we want to send them out, if they are from as little as many transactions, is going to be cheap. If they are from a lot transaction, it's going to be expensive, because someone has to obviously calculate all these tiny transactions, and that costs money. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as you've seen, probably Roger Ver has been lying out of his teeth once again. Or if not, if he's not lying, because yes, Bitcoin Cash, it is a little bit cheaper and possibly a little bit faster. Not always, depending on where you're sending it. For instance, I have sent Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash to Kraken, and sending my Bitcoin is cheaper to appear on Kraken than Bitcoin Cash. But he is being misleading. He should explain this to people, and they can make their own mind. I'm not here to bash Bitcoin Cash and try to make you think that Bitcoin is better. I'm just showing you and obviously proving to you that not everything we see out there, it is the complete truth. And if Roger Ver is so great and he really wants to sell Bitcoin Cash to the masses, he should at least be honest and explain everything to people and show these examples so people can make up their own mind. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you enjoy the channel, feel free to subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.